Welcome back to Game-Based Learning in the World Language Classroom. The why, what, and how. We're on section 3 of my book, The How. I'm Madame Sensei. I teach Spanish, French, and Japanese to high schoolers out here in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. Please talk to me about this stuff at the Minecraft Education Ambassadors or the Minecraft Teachers Lounge. Duolingo, we're going to talk about a lot today. Roxem or studio-nemo.com. This is going to be a jam-packed one. I'm going to try so hard to keep it under 10 minutes. I'm going to look at the time a lot. Okay, so this is going to be a long conversation about how to leverage online games. Now, for the most part, I don't like my students sitting behind a computer screen during class time because class time is so precious. I want them to be communicating with each other during class time and not, they sit behind a computer screen all the time. But this is how I leverage those online games during class. And there are a couple times where I'll break out the computer. Okay, you already know I like Minecraft Education, and we play Roxem, and we play BlueKit, and I'm going to talk about all those things. But first, I got to start with the big one, Duolingo, www.duolingo.com. Love Duolingo to pieces. Okay, first of all, first thing I got to say, Duolingo is free and will always be free. Okay, yes, you can pay for Duolingo Super or Duolingo Max, but what you're doing is you're paying it forward because the company has a mantra of free education. So as a teacher, you don't have to pay for it, and the very second that you enroll your students in a class, your students are never going to see advertisements, and they're never going to deal with the heart system. So up here you can see I have infinity hearts, okay? So take advantage of Duolingo for schools. Let me tell you why I love Duolingo really quick, because I'm going to talk about Duolingo more in other episodes, okay? So Duolingo uses gamification. Remember I said gamification is you're using the bells and whistles of what a game is to give more engagement to the students, okay? So there are pleasant beeping sounds, there's XP, you can see I can get XP here. There's levels, there's cute mascots, okay? The home screen looks like a game board. Okay, and you can get gems. They used to be called lingots. I like that name better. Let me show you some of these things. Okay, so there's daily quests to complete. So you're trying to like best your personal time and everything. And there's leaderboards. This is a leaderboard for my classroom. I'll show you how to make a classroom leaderboard so the students can compete with each other. Here's I always pull out my own data so that the students can compete with me and other teachers in my building who have signed up. And here you can see it looks like a game board, so you're progressing through it. You know exactly where you are. There's boss battles even. It feels like a game. Also, you'll notice that sometimes these are stepping stones here, and sometimes on the stepping stones there'll be like a book. Okay, and the book is a story. Stories are available right now in French, Spanish, Japanese, German, Portuguese, Italian, English for Chinese, English for Spanish, English for Portuguese, etc., etc., etc. I'm going to show you how to get around that if you teach a language that doesn't offer stories yet, okay? So there's the stories, and then they've just recently added these headphones, and I'm going to show you those in a second. Okay, so you get to the headphones, and the headphones are pretty fun. These are listening exercises, and you're going to have one of the characters doing like a radio show, and it's all listening exercises. Tap the matching pairs. You'll hear somebody talking on the radio show. You've got to interpret what they say. Here's select 3 words you hear, anything like that. But my friend Shadow Avalon, also from the Duolingo Education Network, absolutely amazing elementary school teacher, on some of his headphones, he has encountered a mini game, which he says is a lot of fun, and I'm waiting for more screenshots from him, but this is what the mini game looks like. That's so cool, right? So Duolingo is working on, they're adding a lot of new features right now, which is kind of why I let I'm in the holding pattern for making more episodes of Look No Feather, okay? Here's something that I can't look at yet. So I'm walking around my path. Now I've done everything, okay? I finished all French, all Spanish, all Japanese. So sometimes when they introduce a new feature, like here they introduced this video camera, and I click on it and it says, you completed this video call. No, I haven't completed this video call. All right, but because I've already completed the path, it won't let me go back to it. So asked my friends on the Duolingo Educators Network, and they said it's an AI video conference call thing, and they were pretty impressed with it. And there's somebody online who has made a little review of it, and I'll put the link in the description. Okay, so anyway, there's a lot of cool stuff going on, and they're working on improving the platform even now. They're never going to rest on their laurels. Okay, if you teach Japanese or Korean or Chinese, at the very top you'll see, like, here's Japanese, hiragana, katakana, kanji. I didn't take a picture of the Chinese. My phone is not talking to my computer right now, but I have this old thing I took for Korean back when they first introduced it. So it's a little out of date, but they're all basically the same. You get to have targeted writing practice because, Japan has a 99% literacy rate solely because they write a lot. And there's all, like, I had one class when I lived in Japan. It was just an hour long. The teacher would give us a kanji and we'd have to write that same kanji for a whole hour. And this is a regular Japanese class. This is not, this is regular school, okay? So anyway, like, you just practice writing it, and then their little selection thing. Those of you who remember tiny cards will remember some of this interface. I like this part, build the character. So you choose what goes on the left side, what goes on the right side, And then here was, it wasn't coming together right. So I took pictures of this so I could file a bug report. But anyway, so this is really cool. It's working great now because these pictures are really super old. Yeah, I really enjoy this section, and my students do too. Okay, so Duolingo has the advantage where you can create a classroom, and the second you enroll your students in the classroom, they're not going to see advertisements anymore. But this is how you track your students. Okay, so you can assign XP assignments and track your students, and I'm going to show you how to do this in another episode. Okay, and I just have to say, Duolingo has given me so much personal, professional support as a teacher. The platform that they give me to connect with other teachers through the Duolingo Educators Network, a lot of this research for this book and all the books I've written, all 5 books I've written, they all come from bouncing ideas off of people at the Duolingo Educators Network. And, now I'm also involved in the Minecraft Education Ambassadors, which I also love. But I cannot underestimate how much Duolingo wants to support you personally as a teacher. They actually came to my schools to film me and my students, and they were just stunned because they kept asking me, okay, so when you have the computers set up, I'm like, no, there's no computers in my class. You're going to see how I leverage Duolingo in the classroom, but I'm not having the kids sit behind the computer all the time. So I'll link that into here too also. That's elsewhere on my channel. And you can also go to just Duocon and see the whole hour-and-a-half long thing. Duocon's always a blast. Okay, so I'm going to do lots more on Duolingo in the next episode because I'm a little out of date on Look No Feather. But also, the reason I'm out of date on Look No Feather is because we started doing these professional development videos. My dear friend Bridget was doing them, and they're linked to the Duolingo for Schools. So once we got those nice new ones up, it was like, okay, well, my stuff's a little out of date, but it is all the same stuff. Like you can see this little thumbnail here. This is the way the screen used to look. Okay, so now it doesn't look like that anymore. It looks like a path, but it's all the same content. It's all the same style and everything. So yes, my playlist is still good, but it looks out of date, so people don't like going to it anymore. Okay, the more recent stuff is right here, and I'm going to do some more recent stuff in this playlist also. Okay, so let's just compare Duolingo to some other stuff really quick. All right, so Memrise is pretty cool. It has a similar feel to Duolingo. They have a flower that grows petals as you work your way through the skill. And the thing I really love about Memrise, the huge advantage that they have to Duolingo, is that they have this kind of man on the street segment where they'll have like actual video footage of somebody saying the phrase that you're working on. So you get to hear a lot of different voices and a lot of different accents within the language. So I think that's really cool. Now, back in the day, it was totally free. I haven't looked at them in a long time because, frankly, there's nothing that they do that Duolingo doesn't do except for the man on the street thing. So I haven't looked at them in a long time. When I went back to them, I found out, I was kind of surprised. Oh, they're charging now. Okay. So initially is free of charge, the early learning, etc., etc. I'm not going to pay for it. I'm a teacher. I don't have any money. Okay. But it's cute. It's fine. Mango Languages is totally free through my local library. Wonderful King County Library System offers this free, so check your library. All right. Now, Mango Languages, I do like a lot. It uses the audiolingual method. Okay, so here's like an audiolingual script. This is onomatopoeia. All right, so nani butsu butsu itteru no. All right, and so it'll walk your students through this script. That's an audiolingual script. But there's nothing for your students to do other than click, click, click. So it's assuming that you're going to click on the card and repeat it aloud, and then click on the card when you're ready to go to the next card, and then click on the next card. And so there's no accountability. So your students can definitely just click, 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 click through the whole thing and not really pay attention. All right. But I do love the fact that they're color coded. I'm sorry, I know I'm over 10 minutes. I'm going to keep talking because I'm almost done. They're color coded. They introduce things in a very logical fashion. So I really like this, but I would never like assign it for homework because, I have students who just wouldn't do it unless you're dangling that carrot in front of them, unless you've got some way to track them that they're really doing it. So, I did print up all the audiolingual the skits, and then we use them in class. So, and sometimes we'll do it whole class or something. So that's fun that way. But that's the downside of that. Okay, and then I have to talk about Rosetta Stone, which is another competitor to Duolingo. Remember what I said about money? I'm a teacher. I don't have money. Okay, Rosetta Stone costs money. Secondly, I hate Rosetta Stone on a personal level because they were going around to schools in Washington State about 15 years ago, and they were telling the administrators, hey, you know what? You can lay off all your language teachers and just buy Rosetta Stone and save a lot of money. Well, that's dirty pool, and that made me mad. Also, they have really pretty photography, really nice photography. But after I was like, because I play with everything to see if I like it or not, I want to be like not subjective, I want to be objective. So of course, I played around with it to see if I would like it. Their photography is really pretty, but after a while, I began to notice, hey, this is a bit sexist. And that's not something I would normally notice, but like here is like the woman runs, okay, they're teaching you how to say run. Men get to have this like exciting competition, but the woman's out for a nice jog in the park, right? Here's when they introduce the word to read. Here's the businessmen reading the business journal. Here's the women having a book club. And I don't know why, just like suddenly I started noticing all this stuff. Also, the photography, again, it's really pretty photography. It's very nice professional photography, but I don't have a screenshot of it. Like they'll have to write, and they have this beautiful picture of a woman all decked out in a kimono, and she's on the ground, and she's got her brush, and she's writing beautiful giant shodo, the calligraphy on this giant piece of paper. And I'm like, that's a gorgeous picture, but I'm practicing with the French right now. And this picture would be great in the Japanese, but culturally it doesn't have anything to do with French. And then I started noticing, oh, they use the same pictures for every single language. So there's no cultural connection to any of the words or anything. So Rosetta Stone, I'm just saying, I do not like Rosetta Stone. Yes, play with Mango Languages. Yes, play with Memrise. Rosetta Stone, absolutely no thumbs down. Babbel, as I'm investigating Babbel, I'm pretty sure that the school dashboard is done through a third party. So take that with a grain of salt, because with Duolingo, whenever there's a problem, I can contact them immediately and there's humans to talk to and they will get right on the bug fixing, okay? And I'll talk about this a lot when I talk about Quizlet, okay? But Babbel, it's through a third party. I don't know, okay? And because Babbel is also, you got to put out some money, I have never actually played with it, okay? So I'm going to say, yeah, why spend money? Duolingo is great and it lets you track your students, okay? And I'm going to show you how I leverage Duolingo in upcoming lessons. But hey, 15 minutes. I'm sorry about that, guys. Okay, next episode, Part 2, we're going to talk about Quizlet, and I'm going to get back to Duolingo, and I'm going to fill in all the gaps now that Duolingo has done a lot of updates. Okay, so hope to see you then.